Hello and welcome to another episode of Jenuine Healing Down Under with me, Marvin Schneider, and you, Jen Ward.
Yes. Hi.
Hi, Jen. Thanks to the
Hi.
listener for joining us again. This is number 10 in our Daily Rejuvenation Series, part of your practice to heal your body, mind, and soul. This is the initiative that you're taking to do the work for yourself.
The listener, not me. I've already done this stuff.
I thought we've established that when I say you, I'm talking about the listener when
All
we're on
right,
these
just so you
podcast
know.
episodes.
Baby, I think you're getting punchy from recording.
Well, we're doing a few of these. This is number 10 in the Daily Rejuvenation series.
Yes.
This one is entitled Transcending Primal Mode. Dogs are primal. Various other animals are primal, sometimes, most of the time, every now and then. Humans often like to think of themselves as being above the fray in that respect, but I'm guessing that you're going to tell us that humans can be very primal as well.
Absolutely. And not only are they very primal in lots of ways, they can be conditioned to stay primal. Ergo, the reason we need to do these SFT taps on the primal mode.
Tell us about the primal mode.
Okay, so here's one thing that is primal in the smell of a campfire. Unless you've been burned to death recently in a past lifetime, the smell of a burning fire is very comforting because we all in our primal memory banks have the memory of being safe around the fire. So there's things in our primal brain, the reptilian brain, that are stored memories from past lifetimes, which is great. But there's also things that can get in the way of us transcending. For example, hunting is a primal thing, right? Hunting to survive. Now, what's happening in the world right now is people are confusing things of pleasure like hunting and eating as they use those primal things to create pleasure and to compensate for a miserable life. I noticed this, I got this understanding years ago when I watched all these commercials about people eating in groups, like family gathering, you bring the plate, whatever. There was a lot going on in the world, and it was like, it's a miserable world, but everyone is being told to go get a family event, get a plate, eat food, and you'll be happy. And I was wondering why that was so effective. And then I realized that in the wild, out in nature, a group of people do not gather for a group event of eating unless they're at peace. They're safe, they have a big harvest, and it's a pleasurable experience. So those commercials that are trying to get you to eat are tapping into a primal memory and using it against you to manipulate you into buying something.
Two questions based on that. One is when you use the reference, the reptilian brain. I know a lot of people in the spiritual community describe the reptilian brain. Are you suggesting, is it actually reptilian, or is that just a bullshit way of describing the primal aspect of the brain?
Well, I think when it was created, like when they named the three parts of the brain, reptilian and the other two, is the reptilian was the primal brain, and that's why it was named reptilian. Not that the brain is that of a species that's going to take over the world because it's reptilian, if that's what you're thinking.
And the second thing is a funny story about bringing a plate. So in Australia, when we invite people over and you say bring a plate, what we do mean is bring a plate of food, right? So anyway, there's an American woman that was sort of visiting once, and she was invited to come to a barbecue event, an Aussie barbecue event, and the host said bring a plate. So she dutifully rocks up with a plate, an empty plate, thinking that the poor hosts don't have enough crockery and that you have to bring your own. She forgot the food.
You know what? That's very funny, but that's something I might do as well. Think that they mean just bring a plate to eat on because we only have enough plates for ourselves. That's very funny.
You've never heard that story before?
I have, but it's funnier this time.
Every Australian listener will laugh their ass off at that story. Anyway, let's get back to it. We're talking about primal mode. Is there anything else you want to talk about? That I understand what you mean. There's a
So,
long DNA thread connection to those very early primal human activities.
so when people are in primal mode, it's easy to manipulate them because there's only two responses for primal mode: fight or flight. Now, flight creates an apathy in the world, and fight creates a lot of problems we see in the world right now. So when we knock someone out of primal mode, and by the way, there's no discernment. It's either fight or flight. So there's no thinking. So when we knock people out of primal mode, which is we knock them out of the propensity to be induced to fear, because when people are afraid, they're in primal mode. We knock them out of primal mode so they can discern for themselves. It's very necessary for individuals to discern, like, who's lying to them, what's the right course of action, what's a ridiculous fairy tale that you're listening to, and what is your truth. So it's important to knock people out of primal mode.
Particularly now, there is a lot of world events that are not particularly appealing. Sadly enough, even in this day and age, and we've done a lot of group SFT tapping on those kinds of issues. We continue to do them. Stay abreast, keep an eye on upcoming events, jump onto the Jenuine Healing website, genuinehealing.com. It is on the bottom left of your screen as you watch this. Yes, do that.
Another point is the beauty of how we help people knock people out of primal mode, but then we don't tell them what to think, and we don't give them a narrative. So the beauty of that is they can't be corralled into being manipulated unless they go from the pot into the frying pan. Do you have that expression in Australia?
We do, and it's not a particularly pleasant thing to do, just saying.
Absolutely. So when we knock people out of primal mode, they'll think before they get into bed. All these Australian analogies. Get into bed with another. They'll look before they leave, before they get into bed with another person who's going to lead them by the nose into servitude.
And stay out of the frying pan, folks. You heard it here first.
Absolutely.
All right. You don't want to be sizzled like a sausage.
All right. Now you just
now it's just getting ridiculous.
Babies, why don't you do your job and explain how these taps are done? I know you love to do it.
Now listen here, folks. The way that we do these SFT tapping events, the Daily Rejuvenation events, Jen will provide a series of SFT taps, the powerful statements to the universe. I will be repeating them on behalf of you, the listener, and you're going to be following along with me, and we're going to repeat the statement 3 times while continuously tapping on the top of your head, a 4th time while continuously tapping on the chest, and a 5th time while continuously tapping on the abdomen.
Now, I know we'll know when we've recorded too many of these is when you start to leak out tears when you have to explain how we do these taps to everyone. So, you ready for the first one?
Yes, please.
Or do you want to beat a dead horse?
Let's leave the horses alone.
Yeah, that's true. We release being trapped in primal mode in all moments.
We release being trapped in primal mode in all moments. We release being trapped in primal mode in all moments. We release being trapped in primal mode in all moments. We release being trapped in primal mode in all moments. We release being trapped in primal mode in all moments.
We release being triggered by fear in all moments.
We release being triggered by fear in all moments. We release being triggered by fear in all moments. We release being triggered by fear in all moments. We release being triggered by fear in all moments. We release being triggered by fear in all moments.
We release needing to eat to feel safe in all moments.
We release needing to eat to feel safe in all moments. We release needing to eat to feel safe in all moments. We release needing to eat to feel safe in all moments. We release needing to eat to feel safe in all moments. We release needing to eat to feel safe in all moments.
We release needing to hunt to feel alive in all moments.
We release needing to hunt to feel alive in all moments. We release needing to hunt to feel alive in all moments. We release needing to hunt to feel alive in all moments. We release needing to hunt to feel alive in all moments. We release needing to hunt to feel alive in all moments.
We release needing to control others to feel important in all moments.
We release needing to control others to feel important in all moments. We release needing to control others to feel important in all moments. We release needing to control others to feel important in all moments. We release needing to control others to feel important in all moments. We release needing to control others to feel important in all moments.
We release confusing peace with boredom in all moments.
We release confusing peace with boredom in all moments. We release confusing peace with boredom in all moments. We release confusing peace with boredom in all moments. We release confusing peace with boredom in all moments. We release confusing peace with boredom in all moments.
We release releasing our issues with bleeding out and dying in all moments.
We release releasing our issues with bleeding out and dying in all moments.
Good.
We release releasing our issues with bleeding out and dying in all moments. We release releasing our issues with bleeding out and dying in all moments. We release releasing our issues with bleeding out and dying in all moments. We release releasing our issues with bleeding out and dying in all moments.
We release clinging to everything around us to feel safe in all moments.
We release clinging to everything around us to feel safe in all moments. We release clinging to everything around us to feel safe in all moments. We release clinging to everything around us to feel safe in all moments. We release clinging to everything around us to feel safe in all moments. We release clinging to everything around us to feel safe in all moments.
We relax our atoms in all moments.
We relax our atoms in all moments. We relax our atoms in all moments. We relax our atoms in all moments. We relax our atoms in all moments. We relax our atoms in all moments.
We knock ourselves out of primal mode. We knock ourselves out of primal fear in all moments.
We knock ourselves out of primal fear in all moments. We knock ourselves out of primal fear in all moments. We knock ourselves out of primal fear in all moments. We knock ourselves out of primal fear in all moments. We knock ourselves out of primal fear in all moments.
We awaken into our empowerment in all moments.
We awaken into our empowerment in all moments. We awaken into our empowerment in all moments. We awaken into our empowerment in all moments. We awaken into our empowerment in all moments. We awaken into our empowerment in all moments.
Take a deep breath. Good job, babies. Now, what's funny is the visual I get is when we said we knock people out of fear. So I visualize myself not as actually giving people a push, like gushing in with my love and intention and pushing people out of their entrenched little hovel and like encouraging them, like, swim home, little fishy, swim home, and like helping them along. It's kind of cute.
That is kind of cute. Thank you, Jen, for crafting those very crafty little taps. I'm just trying to think of how many other, ridiculous little alliterations we can come up with in one episode.
Oh my gosh, there's billions of them.
Anyway, thanks for crafting those taps. Thanks to the listener for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe. 100% share. The more you share, the more people find us. The more that people do find us, the more people can begin their own journey of healing their body, mind, and soul. That's what we're here to do and help you do. Tune in next time, and look forward to catching you next time. And bye for now.
Bye for now, everybody. We love you.